Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody, and especially happy Wednesday this week. PGA Championship preview right here in The Lock Shop with Dusty and Huss, brought to you by great partners at Coolbet. If you're going to be betting on the golf, why aren't you doing it at coolbet.com? Sign up for an account today. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you do. Huss, what's up, my man? How you doing today?
Well, I'm fired up, dude. As I was telling you just before we went off, didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was obsessed with these lines at Coolbet for the and once again, by the way, shout out to Coolbet. Best odds, comparing it to some other books, not close on a lot of guys right now, and got in a little early on a couple numbers that actually have gone down this week. But overall, PGA Championship, one of my favorite events. The chase for the Wanamaker, major week. We got live guys in the field. This is going to be a lot of fun to break down. Very near miss for that exclusive last night. You know, I was telling you we were at an event. Big win for the Nuggets, but did the Lakers waste like the performance of the playoffs by Anthony Davis?
I don't know. Like, I feel like he could do pretty well against the Nuggets. Like, the Nuggets, Jokic was great. Let me just say this. Jokic was brilliant. He had 12 rebounds in the first quarter. He had 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Rebounds at halftime were 36-13. Like, there was a reason the Nuggets were crushing them. Second half, the Lakers actually adjusted Anthony Davis off of Jokic and put Rui Hachimura on him, and it kind of changed things because then Anthony Davis could come over and help on defense, and he started rebounding. He had a monster game. I thought he was excellent last night. Jamal Murray was great. Murray and Jokic, I don't know if you watch the highlights, they hit 2 circus threes with the shot clock expiring to keep them ahead in the fourth quarter. Like, I thought when the Lakers were down 21 in the third quarter, I don't think anybody would have blamed him if they just kind of mailed it in, saved the energy of LeBron and Anthony Davis, but they kept pushing, and it was a 3-point game with like 60 seconds left. So, and as always, the odds makers, what was the spread last night going into that game? 6. What did it finish at? 6. Even though it doesn't matter how you get there, Huss, you always get there. It's crazy.
It is amazing. And I'm sort of with you. I kind of really felt that, you know, with the path the Lakers have been on, with the amount of mileage on LeBron in particular, that, you know, if they got down 20 points in a game, they'd sort of just, hey, it's early in the series. Let's not do anything dumb. As I followed the game, I was quite surprised, to be honest, to the way that they battled back to really make it a game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, anyway, D'Angelo Russell screwed my exclusive. He was the one I had. Austin Reeves for a 3. He ended up with like 3 or 4 of them. Jamal Murray had a bunch. LeBron hit the assist number. Jokic obviously hit. It was D'Angelo Russell, just major piss off. And, you know, considering the adjustments they made in the second half, I'm not sure how much you're going to see of D'Angelo Russell in this series moving forward. But yeah, that was yesterday. We obviously had our full preview. NBA, if you're watching today for the golf, we did have a full NBA and NHL conference finals preview, which isn't dated just yet. I mean, the Heat Celtics fire up here right away. But then the hockey doesn't start till Thursday and Friday. But this is a PGA Championship preview. I know it kills Pat Gregoire to not be here with us. Huge golf guy, but NLL broadcast duties call us, and that's what happens when you're nominated for such a prestigious award.
Yes. Our pal P. Greggy nominated for the Media Person of the Year for the NLL, National Lacrosse League. And of course, Pat does great work. I'm sure you've seen him on TSN. So good luck to Patty in that award. And yes, all you need to do is head on over to the Coolbet exclusives for the PGA Championship, and there'll be plenty of Pat there for you. He really puts his best foot forward for the majors, and there'll be plenty for you over the exclusives. And I have a feeling we'll probably provide one as well for the PGA Championship.
Yes, we will. We are exclusive whores. There's no doubt about that. Let's bring in Jake here. I wonder if Jake's ever won an award. You know, Jake, you must have won an award at some point in your life, right?
I don't know. That's a great question. I
sorry to put you on the spot, bud.
Yeah, no, listen, not that I can remember. I think actually Patty, I was talking to him about it yesterday. He actually won the same award.
That's what I said to Huss. I said, I think he's looking for the back-to-back. Yeah. He's starting a dynasty. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
T. Greggy is a wagon, and glad we're all on Team T. Greggy for sure.
Hey, you know what? I didn't think that we'd be getting the gang together with having both the Oilers and the Leafs out. I'm not sure if it's a misery loves company one. Dusty, we talked about it earlier, but Jake, what's the temperature like in and around? We are just all in on the Jays. I see the Jays hat
That's
right
a nice
now.
Jays lid, by the way. I like that.
You're a few days removed from the end of the season. Is it as dark and gloomy as it seemed to be down 3-0? Or can you look back, realize they finally won that damn series and they're going in the right direction? Give us a little bit of a pulse of Leafs Nation right now post-playoffs.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's different across the board. Personally, I'm kind of sick of being the armchair GM and trying to decide what's best for the team going forward. I think obviously they have some decisions to make this summer, and what they're going to do is it's out of my control. I think you gotta grow up and mature. I turned 26 yesterday, gentlemen. So
whoa,
happy belated birthday, buddy.
I just squeaked that in. Thank you. But yeah, no, I think it's just a matter of see what happens, and obviously I think the first order of business is probably Dubas, which leads to probably signing Matthews and then go from there, right? So yeah, who knows what's on the table for this team, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to enjoy Blue Jays season, even though that's been a tough.
Yeah, it has lately, hasn't it? Man.
But yeah, just try to enjoy Blue Jays season, and yeah, we'll see what happens come next hockey season.
Dusty, who is this older, wiser, more so composed mature JBM?
I miss 25-year-old JBM who would be on Twitter doing videos in the crowd being like, I just can't handle this anymore. Like, I want that Jake back, buddy. Come on, man. Like, shit. That's well, congratulations on maturing, buddy. I'm 42. I haven't got there yet.
Yeah, listen, like how I'm gonna be when we roll around next season. Like game 3, I'll probably be, like, this team's toast. They can't do it. Like, change it all. So, like, I'm not like, I think it's just like, you just look back and you go, well, they weren't even close to winning that second series, really. Like, I mean, you could look back and say, well, a couple overtime games that the puck bounces your way. But listen, they should never get to those overtime games. They were on paper a better team than Florida was. And your big boys had to show up, and really they didn't. So, like, what are you going to do?
I just love the fact that you can drop a line like, I'm realizing that when it comes to this hockey team, there are a few things out of my control. Yeah.
Most of the things.
That was great. I like that. Jake, okay, so PGA Championship coming up. We know Pat's kind of a big golf guy. Now, are you passing along some of his picks, or do you have some of your own plays, or what do we have today? And obviously, there's a ton of different markets over at coolbet.com.
Yeah, I mean, obviously depends on where we want to start. Patty has sent me his picks, so I will run through those.
All right, give us these, because he hit Jason Day last week. So
he
that
did.
Was big.
Yeah. He's probably even more choked. He's even more choked not to be on this program today to get his well-deserved victory lap for last week going in. He's heating up going into the majors. So yeah, we need these picks.
It's funny. Before we get to his picks, I was thinking last week when all the series, or this past weekend when all the series wrapped up, I think I was as right as I've ever been on this show when we talked series previously. I think I liked Carolina as the dog, and they took care of business against New Jersey. I think I warned you guys about Vegas, like they're like the suffocating team that they are. And probably the most right I've been on the show, because rarely do I come on and have right takes. So I just want to get my flowers too while I'm here. People
well done, buddy.
Back.
Well done. That's good.
Anyways, yeah, I'll start with the outrights, I guess, here for Patty, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right, perfect. So he's got Xander 22-1 here. Obviously, Xander is kind of one of those guys in the majors where it's like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think he's just waiting to break through at this point. So he doesn't have explanations here. I'm just going.
That's good. But I'll just say Xander's moved. He's at 18-1 now, because I'm on him too. It's a spoiler alert. Because last night when I was looking at it, it was 22-1, and now I think this morning he's 18-1.
Update. He's now 16-1.
He's 16-1.
Tied with Rory. Rory's gone up to 16, and Xander's now down to 16 right now. And both Rahm and Scheffler are tied at 8-1.
Oh wow.
Okay. So there we go. So Xander's on the move. So obviously people are feeling the same way about him. He's got Vic Hovland. I know this is one of Patty's guys. He bets him damn near every tournament. And, you know, he was in the mix the first couple days there at the Masters, right? Kind of tailed off. But another guy that can definitely make some noise in the majors. And then a little deeper on the board, he's got Decky, 66-1. I assume that number's so big because just the injuries that he's been struggling with this season.
Yeah, and a strong field, right? So
if he's really been 100%, but you know, this is a guy who has won a major, and you know, if at the top of his game, he can play with the best of them. So, yeah, that's another one of Patty's. And then his long shot, he's got Sahith Theegala, 100-1. So. That does seem like a Patty pick. I don't have a lot of insight on Sahith, but I know he loves to go Theegala really every tournament. So I think it's just he kind of stuck to his bread and butter here with Bill Hovland and Theegala there.
The 100 to 1 on Sahith Theegala was impossible not to bet. I mean, he's contended.
Why not? Right? Like, why not?
He looks like he has. It looks like he has the stuff, right, Huss? Like he's got what it takes to win a major, and you can get him at 100-1. I mean, come on.
Well, and he's contended in so many events before. I think he's learned. You know, sometimes you got to lose, and you learn some lessons from being in the mix before you actually get over the hump. And listen, it's not like he's likely to win. That's why there's a 100-1 number on. But I mean, I think you can look at guys in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I think you can make an argument that Sahith is right there with those guys, and
just
you're
as
getting,
good as chances.
as they say, a triple-digit number. So I think a lot of people like those. What else does he have? Anything in addition other than those outrights?
Yeah, so a couple side bets, and then maybe we talk some exclusives. He's got 3 side bets here, and then I'll sprinkle in my favorite that I saw today. So he's got Bryson to miss the cut. I think that's basically self-explanatory. I think he takes the cut at every major.
Yeah.
So that's just, I don't even know if that's like off the top. It's just like, you know, Patty loves to see Bryson fail like most of us do. So he's got him to miss. He's got Day top 20 at plus 115. That's obviously coming off a big win last week. Yeah, I mean, I think he's just expecting, you know, recent form, Day to stay hot and kind of be in the mix. And then it looks like he's got Fleetwood top Englishman plus 425. I didn't really take a good look at that list, top Englishman, but that was the last one he kind of threw at me there. Let me see if I can.
Matty Fitz.
Who else is in the mix?
Matty
It's
Fitz,
like Fitz, Hatton,
plus 420 or plus 275, and Fleetwood plus 425.
Yeah, I know we're gonna get to Fleetwood. I did before we get to exclusives here. I did see your guys was up 33-1. It looked like. So I know we're gonna touch on that here in a second.
Oh wow! All right.
That I'll sprinkle in. I saw Brooksy today. Top 10 was plus 220. I don't mind that right there. I think Brooksy was obviously in the mix at the Masters. He's been playing a lot better golf. Like a healthy Brooks at a major, hard to bet against him. And I mean, we're losing value now because of how well he performed at the Masters in terms of outrights. But I think top 10, like he's always in there. He's won the PGA Championship twice. And I know it's a different course every year, but he's just the type of guy that, I don't know, I never would count him out, especially when he's healthy.
This is what he's about now, man. This is what Brooks Koepka is about. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the one I'm going to sprinkle in. The top 10 is plus 220 right now.
All right, beauty. And what do we got for exclusives?
Yeah, so ton of
well,
stuff
you got a lot of exclusives. Yeah.
I don't want to obviously be here all day going through them, but ton of Canadian stuff. So we have our Canadians to make the cut is 2.5 right now. A little juicy on the over, but if you like Canadians to make the cut at the PGA, then that's the one you want to look at. We also have them top 20, top 10, top 5, and winner all boosted in our exclusives. So I'm not going to break down all the numbers there because we have a ton of exclusives to get to. But you know, you're getting the best number with us if you're looking to bet Canadians or any Canadian. That's where you want to go. We also have our Pendy exclusives, which we run pretty much every tournament when he's in the mix. Some ones to touch on. We got the Thomas and Spieth both top 20. That's plus 575. We've got Rahm top 5, Hovland top 10 at plus 1,000. Im top 10 with Tom Kim top 20 plus 1,400. And then some live stuff. If you're back in the live guys, we got our number of live players to make the cut 9.5. Remember we hit that under in the Masters.
We hit the under in the Masters.
Sure
yeah.
Some people loving the under on that one as well. It's minus 110 and the number's 9.5. We've got Koepka, Smith, and DJ to finish top 20. I think Smith and DJ battled it out last week at the Live event. I don't know who ended up coming through
DJ
there.
won that. DJ won that. Yeah.
In a
DJ ended up
playoff.
winning it. Yeah, so
Not that
guys in
anyone
great
would have been able
form.
to see it because they switched off to Blackish reruns and Family Guy with 4 holes left in the tournament.
CW had to switch
Tough
off and
scene.
ran a little later.
Tough scene.
They
Damn.
expected, so. Tough to
Jeez.
see. Yeah, so you got those guys with Koepka 14-1, all to finish top 20. That's not bad. If you think the Live guys are going to come out and, you know, kind of stay in the mix similar to how they did at the Masters, that might be one you want to take a peek at. Another Canadian one. I'm not going to, there's a few more here that I can touch on. You got to go to the Coolbet exclusives page. You got to check them out. But the two I really want to talk on, obviously Greggy's golf special. Since Greggy couldn't be here, I'll push it for him. It's Xander and Day, both top 20, and Bryson to miss the cut. I mean, it could.
Oh, that's it. I like that.
Yeah, could we be in a better spot here? So Bryson to miss the cut, and then you're getting Schauffele and Jason Day off a big win, both top 20. That's plus 750 in the exclusive section. So that's Greggy's golf special. And then maybe I'll let you guys touch on the lock shop one. I don't want to steal your thunder. I teased off what the number is, but maybe I'll let you guys handle that in terms of exclusives.
Yeah, we can lay that out right now, Huss, if you want. I'm just
you want. And I mean, we're going to be talking about
Greggy's golf special right now. So
yeah, we're going to be talking about Cam Smith when we get into some of my picks. But I do really think that Cam Smith is going to be a significant player on Sunday afternoon on the back nine. So I like Cam Smith top 10. We've got him locked in at that. And then 2 other guys, Justy, that I think we realize could absolutely be right in the mix to win this tournament. Sung J M and Tommy Fleetwood, top 20s. I can't believe the number we've got on this. 33-1 plus 3,300 for this one. So I think we're in good shape. I had Cam Smith in the top 10. Were you Sung J or Tommy?
I'm a Sanjay guy. Yeah, no, I'm on Sanjay. He's one of my 4 guys that I like this week. So I was very comfortable putting him in the top 20. And Fleetwood's a sexy pick right now, right? So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, no. So, 33-1 is great. Jake, on behalf of lock shoppers everywhere, thank you for the 33-1 on that, buddy. That's excellent stuff.
Yeah, listen, I don't set the odds on these, but
well, pass it along.
I trust our guys to make the right decision. So yeah, hopefully you guys are in the mix there and you're kind of sweating it out right to the end. One last thing I'd love to promote before you kick me off here. If you check out our promotions page, we had a ton of good stuff going right now. It's Coolbet's birthday week. Actually happened to fall on the same day as my birthday, so they
what? You guys have the same birthday as Coolbet? Amazing.
I didn't even realize, but yeah.
How old is Coolbet turning?
7 yesterday.
All right. Yeah, so you're just 19 years old. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no. So yeah, check out the promotions page. There's a ton of stuff going on. We got like weekly promotions. We run stuff for the UFC. We run stuff for, usually the golf majors. I think we have one coming up for the Canadian US Open, kind of a crossover there. So ton of great stuff there. I'd love cool bettors to check that out, lock shoppers and cool bettors to check that out. And yeah, there's a ton of great stuff coming up there and that's already in there. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, for me, guys, obviously, best of luck with the PGA bets. I'll be watching the rest of the show from my desk here.
All right, yeah, well, sounds good, man.
We'll be checking in on some of those Blue Jays exclusives that are up as well. Bassett on the hill tonight. And just on those promotions, $15 free bet if you make one on the Ice Hockey World Championship right now, which is going on. So a lot of stuff. But Jake, we'll say hi to Pat and let's get it this weekend. Major week. Cannot wait to get things going tomorrow.
Will do, boys.
See you later, man. There you go. It's Jake Bolin Moss. Happy belated birthday one more time to both Jake and Coolbet, who share the same birthday. That's absolutely amazing stuff. All right, Huss. Let's and like we said, tons of exclusives over. Give yourself some time. Hop on Coolbet. Like I said, that P Greggy at plus 750. I love it. Ours at plus 3,300. I absolutely love 33-1 on the 3 guys that we like. So yeah, let's dive into it, Huss. Tony Finau. There he is at the top of the board.
Now, listen, I will say this. When you look at these odds, there's only 4 players that are less than 20-1 for this tournament. There's 2 clear favorites, John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler. They're at 8-1 right now. And then, as we touched on before, Xander's number has dropped. It was 22. It was 20.
22
it was
last
18.
night. Yeah.
It's now 16. And Rory McIlroy's going the other way. He sounded exhausted, drained at his press conference, didn't have a lot to say. Who knows? Maybe this will turn things around for Rory. He's just had a really, really tough year so far, but he's Rory McIlroy. So you're going to be getting a lower number on him. Then we go to Pat Cantlay. Like, before we even get into this, I think that for a tournament on a golf course like this that is so challenging, you know, we're not talking about guys that can win throughout the field. I mean, I think you guys are going to need to be preferably pretty accurate off the tee, have great iron play, and drop a few putts as well. Tony Finau has all of that. And I actually got Tony at 25-1. He's now dropped to 22-1 right now. But he's won this year. He has contended in all majors. I mean, he's got the experience, and it just feels like he is on the cusp of finally breaking through. Like, it took him a long time to break through as a PGA Tour winner. Now he's done that, 4 times in the last year or so. Now it's time to get on the major. He certainly has the length. When he's dialed in, his iron play is elite with the best of them, and certainly can putt. So I know, I mean, much like Vic Hovland is for Pat, I mean, I'm always riding with Tony. Sometimes I won't. I think he's got a great chance of winning this tournament, and I think there's a reason why he's gone from 25-1. A number that I just couldn't help but bet is Justin Thomas. And JT was 30-1 last night when I made it. He's actually 33-1 right now.
Wow.
So if you've been patient and you've been waiting, listen, JT, iron-wise, is right there with the best in the world. The problem is that he has had huge issues with his putter this year. That can change overnight. And you know that he's been practicing, getting ready to try to get that flat stick going. And if that's the case, the competitor that Justin Thomas is, with the experience and, of course, being the defending champ, I see no reason why he can't be a major factor. Now, it could go the other way. That's why I like him as an outright. Don't really have any top 10s or top 20s on JT. But there's crazy value right now at 33-1 for Justin Thomas. Wish I'd waited a little bit and got him in. But, you know, again, I got a better number on Tony, not quite as good one on JT. The other guy that I really like, that number is still steady at 35-1, is Cam Smith. We were talking a little bit about those live guys. Cam Smith, if he's not particularly long, which puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage in this event. But once that ball gets in the fairway, you can make an argument that from that point on until when the ball's in the hole, he's as good as anybody on the planet right now. He does have the major pedigree. And let's face it, for these live guys, these majors are really the season for them, other than, you know, listen, no disrespect to their 54-hole tournaments or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just a totally different story. And Cam Smith's one of the guys that absolutely is able to win this tournament. He was right there in the playoff last week. I think he's trending well coming in. And to me, he just has a game that, you know, to contend in every major. Part of the reason why I put him in the top 10 in the exclusive, and why I do have a nice chunk on him at 35-1 to win this tournament. Then, you know, usually we'll just go with 3, but we touched on this a little earlier when Pat threw this out. When I saw a triple-digit number behind Sahith Theegala, could not help but jump on it. I think he's going to win one of these days, and we'll laugh looking back at a guy of that talent and consistency getting a number. And listen, it does speak to this incredibly stacked field as well. But I'm telling you right now, I mean, this guy has the game to be able to compete and potentially win a PGA championship. So that was a nice little sprinkle on a long shot at the end. But I really do think that the winner is going to come from the players that are pretty much 40-1 or less. We've got 3 of them: Tony, JT, Cam Smith is the top 3, and then a little bit of a long shot with that 100-1 bomb on Sahith.
Yeah, and I got one long shot. Gary Woodland here at 110-1. Like, he hasn't been putting well. Like, For a stretch there, he was putting horribly. His putting starting to come around. Outside of putting, the guy's been lights out in basically every single aspect of the game. He just has not been putting worth shit. If he's able to get hot with that flat stick, man, he's got the rest of the game to compete with the big boys. We've seen him win before. He should be able to play Oak Hill just fine. He's won at Pebble, and you're getting him at 110 to 1. He's made 12 of the last 14 cuts. Like, if there were one of these, like, I like the two guys we're on deep here. Like Woodland and Thigala, I look at these two guys, and these are the types of guys you could be like, hey, look at this. It's late Saturday afternoon, sitting in 7th right now. Like, that's the type. And then you never know what happens on Sunday. So I'm going to get on Woodland here at 110 to 1. I am on Xander, and yeah, the movement here. I was looking at these last night. I'm going over them, and I saw it at 22 to 1. It's like, perfect, great number. And then I saw it this morning at 18 to 1. Now it's at 16 to 1. But there's a reason why. First of all, we all know he's going to get one at some point, right, Huss? Like, Xander Schauffele is going to get the job done eventually at a major. Here's what he's done in his last 5 events. T5, T10, 4th outright solo, T4, and 2nd. Like, the guy is on absolute fire right now. He's 7th on the tour in strokes gained, but he's outside the top 100 in strokes gained off the tee. So if he can get that driver going, man, I mean, not gonna say he's gonna run away with it, but if he's driving well, and did you see? I know originally Oak Hill, a lot of people talking about Bombers could favor the Bombers, but have you seen some of the early reports from the course that things are actually bouncing pretty well out on the fairway? So it might not be as much of an advantage for the guys who can hammer this thing deep. But this guy's dialed in right now, needs to be a bit better off the tee, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of the love just with how hot he's been lately. And now you're getting him at 16 to 1.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, just as far as that driving stuff, I mean, I'd still rather take a shorter hitter that consistently gets it into the fairway as opposed to dealing with some of the rough and the issues these guys are going to be seeing if they don't make it onto the fairway right now. And as I say, Xander, Cam Smith, I mean, they're very similar players in that if they're playing from the fairway and they're basically using their irons and getting it on and giving them opportunities for birdies, they will make them happen. And as they say, Xander's been pretty much a top 5 machine. It just seems like it's a time where he's the last man standing.
This is funny you mentioned the accuracy off the tee, because I'm going to skip over Koepka here. I'm going to go to Sanjay, who's top 20 in driving accuracy on the PGA Tour. Outside the top 100 in distance, still hitting it over 296 yards. But, you know, if you're getting a little bit of roll here, the fact that he's steadily on the fairway could go a long way here. There's really no true weakness in his game. He went back to South Korea last week and won. So he's coming off a win in South Korea last week. But prior to that, he's got 6 top 10s this year. He's got 7 straight top 25s. And in his last 3 tour events, T7, 6, and T8. I mean, it's tough not to get on this guy at 35 to 1. And now we'll see about the travel back from South Korea, but he got the win. His game's on point here. I like him a lot.
Sungjae's lived out of a suitcase for the last 4 years. He is immune to jet lag. Don't worry about that at all. He'll be ready to play come Thursday.
All right, and then I've got Brooks. I've got Brooks at 22 to 1 because it's a major, Huss, and it's Brooks Koepka. 3 rounds he led at the Masters, was right in the mix until Sunday when eventually it fell off. I think he won on the Live Tour right after that. He was T3 before that, and this guy is made for these types of moments. I mean, he's won this event twice, different courses. I get it, but at 22 to 1, I you know, of all the guys who are over, and I do miss Cam Smith a little bit too. DJ, whatever, but I would and he's healthy with Brooks Koepka, right? Like, I would love to see healthy Brooks and what he would be doing on the PGA Tour against some of these elite guys right now. That's the one that I'm like, oh man, healthy Brooks would have been pretty darn good on the tour. So I'm okay with a dose of healthy Brooks at these majors, buddy.
We're getting it. We're getting it this weekend, and with the limited opportunities to compete against the top guys on the PGA Tour, we know that Brooks is going to be there, and we're going to be ready to go. And I actually do like Brooks as well. I mean, you can only bet so many guys to win. Yeah. So I didn't have him on my list, but I do have a nice top 10 wager on Brooks at plus 220. I'm right there with you. You know, of the top 3 live guys, and I know DJ won last week, and that's a great form to be going into this PGA, and that's part of the reason why I might actually touch on that live exclusive at 14 to 1 with those 3 guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But Brooks is not just a top 20 guy. I mean, I think that if he's in the mix, he's right there, probably in the top 5. We'll give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room with the top 10 for Brooks at plus 220. And while I'll just hit my other top 10, as I said, I really love Scotty Scheffler. I think he had the perfect setup. Played well last week. Didn't win, though. Didn't have to deal with all that. Slept in his own bed down in Texas. He'll be ready to go. He always shows up in the majors, and we've seen what he did last year, even this year so far. Minus 125 for a top 10. Chalkiest number on the board. But if you're holding your nose on the 8-1 number on the outright, you can get minus 125 on Scheffler to be there, and I would be stunned if he wasn't, and that's the reason why there's a minus before it. But Scheffler, more chalky number at minus 125, but I really do like Brooks at plus 220 to be in the top 10. I think we're going to see major Koepka this weekend, and he'll be in the mix on Sunday on the back 9.
Anything else? I know you sent me some stuff. Top 10s. Was there some other things? I've got a few
those
top 10s and top 20s.
Top 10s. Also, and I'm with Pat, I love Tommy Fleetwood's opportunity to be in the mix this week. And a top 20 on Tommy is plus 185. So I've jumped on that. I think he'll be, I think he'll have a nice week. And then I've got a couple other Cam Smith bets. You've got the group bets where they separate the players. I like Cam. Cam's the longest shot in his group with Vic Hovland, Cam Young, Sung J Im, and Matty Fitzpatrick. Cam's plus 415 in that group. Longest number of the 5 to win. And as I say, I'm looking for a big performance from Cam this week. So I'm going to take that. And I like Cam as the top live golfer at 6-1. I was still thinking I'm going to make a decision on the live guys to make the cut. We had the under last time and just barely got it. There's 17 live players in the field, and the make the cut is 9.5. One guy I know, or I expect to be making the cut and probably to be the best of the group, is Cam Smith. So plus 14 for the group and plus 600 for Cam. And I might even fire up over, check the exclusives later on, because I did put together a little make the cut parlay. Tom Kim, Tommy Fleetwood, Sam Burns, Cam Smith, Tony Finau. And I'll see if they want to throw that up and put it together. I think it was about 4-1. So maybe with the boost, we'll get it to 450 or so. But that'll be in the exclusives a little bit later on if we can convince the guys to give us a make the cut, in addition to our 33-1 exclusive that's hung up right now at the bottom of the exclusive page.
I've got 3 more to get to here. We've got, I'm going to get on Sanjay top Asian plus 200. So 2-1 on Sanjay to be the top Asian. Terrell Hatton top 10 at plus 325. I mean, this guy's been pretty ridiculous as of late. Hasn't been able to get it done, but he's been playing extremely well. Solo second at the Players, T3 at Wells Fargo, T4 at the Arnold Palmer, T5 at the Byron Nelson, T6 at Waste Management, T7 over in Abu Dhabi. That's just what he's done this year. He's 6th in adjusted scoring and 3rd in the all-round number right now. So, I mean, top 10 plus 325. I don't mind that. And then I had mentioned Woodland as a longer shot there, but I'm going to go Gary Woodland top 20 plus 325 as well. So a couple of top 10s and top 20s that you might want to hop on. Like I said, if he putts even relatively well, top 20 is certainly in the cards for Woodland at this event. So we got lots of options here, don't we? Yeah, this is going to be a great week. I cannot wait, buddy.
Yeah, let's get it on. A great course, a great field. It feels like a major. It is a major. A long weekend as well. So listen, it doesn't get much better than that. May long weekend, PGA Championship. Tony Finau getting it done. That would literally be the perfect. But we've got some exposure to some other guys. But that's the guy I want to see win the most. Although we've got some better numbers on a couple other guys. Again, if you do like JT, that to me, that's the number that popped when I looked at it today. 33-1 right now for Justin Thomas. Not a lot of faith in the putter. That's a guy that could turn it around like that. I think he'll contend, and I think that's some great value as opposed to some of those other numbers that have really dropped, especially Xander Schauffele. But it's all up there right now. Best odds around with our friends at Coolbet, and don't forget to check out those exclusives, including a couple from the Lock Shop.
And make sure you're ready to join us tomorrow. We will have game 1 of that Florida-Carolina series, game 2 of the Lakers and Nuggets. We'll be picking that as well. And CFL Futures preview as main camp continues all around the league. Very much. All right, man. We'll see you later.